Welcome to the Intelligence Test channel. Today we have prepared 105 difficult Bible questions that will challenge your biblical knowledge and help you learn even more about the Word of God. Each question will present 4 answer options, and you will have 5 seconds to think and choose the correct alternative. That said, let's begin. Which of these books belong to the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible? Psalms and Proverbs, Exodus and Leviticus, Esther and Nehemiah, or Joshua and Judges? The correct answer is option B, Exodus and Leviticus. Which of these statements about the prophet Samuel is incorrect? Samuel was the last judge of Israel, Samuel anointed Saul as the first king of Israel, Samuel wrote all the Psalms, or Samuel anointed David as king of Israel? The correct answer is option C, Samuel wrote all the Psalms. Which of these characters did not have their name changed in the Bible? Jacob, Abraham, David, or Peter? The correct answer is option C, David. What was the name of Moses' wife, mentioned in the book of Exodus? Miriam, Zipporah, Deborah, or Hannah? The correct answer is option B, Zipporah. What name of God was Moses to use when speaking to the Israelites about who had sent him? Elohim, I am who I am, Adonai, or El Shaddai? The correct answer is option B, I am who I am. According to the book of Genesis, how many years did Adam live? 930 years, 777 years, 865 years, or 1,000 years? The correct answer is option A, 930 years. On which day of creation did God make the sun, moon, and stars? First day, sixth day, second day, or fourth day? The correct answer is option D, fourth day. What was the name of Job's wife? Naomi, Rachel, Hannah, or the Bible does not reveal the name of Job's wife? The correct answer is option D, the Bible does not reveal the name of Job's wife. Who was the first human to be born on earth? Abel, Seth, Cain, or Adam? The correct answer is option C, Cain. What is the 5th book of the New Testament? Gospel of John, Acts of the Apostles, Epistle to the Romans, or Epistle of James? The correct answer is option B, Acts of the Apostles. What were the 2 dangerous animals David faced to protect his flock of sheep? Lion and bear, tiger and wolf, lion and crocodile, or bear and leopard? The correct answer is option A, lion and bear. As a baby, how was Moses saved from Pharaoh's infanticidal decree? He was hidden in Pharaoh's house, he was placed in a basket in the Nile River, he was taken to another city by his parents, or he was protected by an angel in his home? The correct answer is option B, he was placed in a basket in the Nile River. After the flood, how many more years did Noah live? 350 years, 500 years, 250 years, or 100 years? The correct answer is option A, 350 years. What animal bit the Apostle Paul's hand while he was gathering wood for a fire? Viper, dog, scorpion, or fox? The correct answer is option A, viper. After Malachi, which prophet arose to prepare the way for the Messiah? Isaiah, Jeremiah, John the Baptist, or Elijah? The correct answer is option C, John the Baptist. What is the name of the island where the Apostle John was when he wrote the book of Revelation? Patmos, Cyprus, Malta, or Rhodes? The correct answer is option A, Patmos. Which woman suggested to her husband that he should curse God and die to escape suffering? Abraham's wife, Isaac's wife, Jacob's wife, or Job's wife? The correct answer is option D, Job's wife. Which book of the Bible does not mention the word God? Esther, Jonah, Ruth, or Malachi? The correct answer is option A, Esther. Jesus cursed a tree for not bearing fruit. What tree was it? Olive tree, fig tree, vine, or palm tree? The correct answer is option B, fig tree. What are the longest and shortest chapters in the Bible? Psalm 119 and Psalm 117, Genesis 1 and Obadiah 1, Isaiah 53 and Jude 1, or Proverbs 31 and 2 John 1? The correct answer is option A, Psalm 119 and Psalm 117. How many verses are in Psalm 119, the longest chapter in the Bible? 150 verses, 100 verses, 200 verses, or 176 verses? The correct answer is option D, 176 verses. Which books of the Bible narrate the story of Jesus' birth? Matthew and Luke, Mark and John, John and Acts, or Luke and Acts? The correct answer is option A, Matthew and Luke. How many human couples entered Noah's Ark? 2 couples, 7 couples, 1 couple, or 4 couples? The correct answer is option D, 4 couples. How long was Jonah inside the belly of the great fish? 1 day and 1 night, 40 days and 40 nights, 3 days and 3 nights, or 7 days and 7 nights? The correct answer is option C, 3 days and 3 nights. In which city were the disciples of Jesus first called Christians? Jerusalem, Corinth, Antioch, or Ephesus? The correct answer is option C, Antioch. Which apostle was known by the nickname the Zealot? Philip, Thomas, James, or Simon? The correct answer is option D, Simon. What is the name of the valley where David fought Goliath? Valley of Jehoshaphat, Valley of Siddim, Valley of Elah, or Jordan Valley? The correct answer is option C, Valley of Elah. What is the name of the city Cain founded after being banished from God's presence? Nineveh, Enoch, Babel, or Jericho? The correct answer is option B, Enoch. What were the names of Moses' 2 siblings? Aaron and Miriam, Caleb and Joshua, Eli and Samuel, or Levi and Judah? The correct answer is option A, Aaron and Miriam. What is the name of the mountain where Noah's Ark rested? Mount Sinai, Mount Moriah, Mount Carmel, or Mount Ararat? The correct answer is option D, Mount Ararat. Which Old Testament prophet walked naked and barefoot for 3 years as a prophetic sign against Egypt and Ethiopia? Isaiah, Daniel, Ezekiel, or Jeremiah? The correct answer is option A, Isaiah. What is the central theme of the Bible? History of kings and kingdoms, the Ten Commandments, Jesus Christ, or the history of the prophets? The correct answer is option C, Jesus Christ. Which biblical character was anointed king while searching for his father's donkeys? Solomon, Josiah, David, or Saul? The correct answer is option D, Saul. In which languages was the Bible originally written? Hebrew, Greek, and Latin, Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, Greek, Latin, and Aramaic, or Hebrew, Latin, and Spanish? The correct answer is option B, Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. Who was temporarily struck mute for doubting the message of the angel sent by God? Gideon, Abraham, Simeon, or Zechariah? The correct answer is option D, Zechariah. What was the name of the servant whose ear was cut off by Peter and healed by Jesus? Eliezer, Lazarus, Malchus, or Cornelius? The correct answer is option C, Malchus. Which of these statements about Jesus is incorrect? Jesus was born in Bethlehem, Jesus performed many miracles, Jesus wrote several books of the Bible, or Jesus was baptized in the Jordan River? The correct answer is option C, Jesus wrote several books of the Bible. Which of these parables taught by Jesus speaks about God's forgiveness? The parable of the sower, the parable of the prodigal son, the parable of the mustard seed, or the parable of the hidden treasure? The correct answer is option B, the parable of the prodigal son. What was the name of John the Baptist's mother, the wife of the priest Zechariah? Mary, Elizabeth, Hannah, or Rachel? The correct answer is option B, Elizabeth. According to the Book of Judges, how many iron chariots did Jabin have? 900, 600, 1,200, or 300? The correct answer is option A, 900. Which woman was mistaken for a drunkard while praying for a child from God? Sarah, Rebecca, Hannah, or Rachel? The correct answer is option C, Hannah. Which biblical character simultaneously held the offices of king and priest? Saul, Hezekiah, Melchizedek, or Solomon? The correct answer is option C, Melchizedek. Where was Jacob's well, the site of Jesus' famous encounter with the Samaritan woman? In Jerusalem, near the temple, in Nazareth, in Galilee, in Samaria, near the town of Sychar, or in Bethlehem of Judea? The correct answer is option C, in Samaria, near the town of Sychar. What is the name of King Saul's eldest daughter, who was promised in marriage to David but was given to another man instead? Merab, Abigail, Hannah, or Michal? The correct answer is option A. Merab. Where is the Ark of the Covenant? In Solomon's Temple in Jerusalem, buried under Mount Sinai, in the Dead Sea, or no one knows where the Ark of the Covenant is? The correct answer is option D. No one knows where the Ark of the Covenant is. According to the Book of Revelation, how many bowls of God's wrath were poured out on the earth? 4, 7, 12, or 5? The correct answer is option B, 7. What was the name of David's grandfather? Salmon, Jesse, Boaz, or Obed? The correct answer is option D, Obed. What was the name of David's mighty warrior who killed 800 men in a single battle? Jehoiada, Abishai, Benaiah, or Joshua-Basshebeth? The correct answer is option D, Joshua-Basshebeth. What name did Jacob give to the place where he dreamed of God? Bethel, Shechem, Beersheba, or Peniel? The correct answer is option A, Bethel. What is the shortest book in the Old Testament? Haggai, Obadiah, Amos, or Nahum? The correct answer is option B, Obadiah. Which brother hosted Paul, Silas, and Timothy in his home in Thessalonica? Gaius, Aquila, Stephanas, or Jason? The correct answer is option D, Jason. What were the names of Job's 3 daughters, recognized as the most beautiful women in the land? Michal, Abigail, and Hannah, Rachel, Leah, and Dinah, Salome, Deborah, and Esther, or Jemima, Keziah, and Karen-Happuch? The correct answer is option D, Jemima, Keziah, and Karen-Happuch. What was the name of King Ahab's wife who threatened to take the prophet Elijah's life? Isabel, Jezebel, Abigail, or Herodias? The correct answer is option B, Jezebel. What was the name of the tax collector who left everything to follow Jesus? Zacchaeus, Simon, Matthew, or Bartholomew? The correct answer is option C, Matthew. What is the only historical book in the New Testament? Gospel of Matthew, Revelation, Acts of the Apostles, or Epistle to the Romans? The correct answer is option C, Acts of the Apostles. Who called Balaam to curse the people of Israel? King Balak, Pontius Pilate, Pharaoh of Egypt, or King Ahab? The correct answer is option A, King Balak. For how many shekels of silver was Joseph sold by his brothers? 20 shekels, 30 shekels, 40 shekels, or 50 shekels? The correct answer is option A, 20 shekels. What was the name of the young woman who gave water to Eliezer and his camels in Mesopotamia? Rebecca, Rachel, Leah, or Deborah? The correct answer is option A, Rebecca. Who is the only woman whose age is mentioned in the Bible? Sarah, Rebecca, Deborah, or Rachel? The correct answer is option A, Sarah. How many years did Sarah live? 930 years, 150 years, 95 years, or 127 years? The correct answer is option D, 127 years. Whose hair weighed more than 2 kilograms and needed to be cut annually? Samson, John the Baptist, Absalom, or Nebuchadnezzar? The correct answer is option C, Absalom. On which island was the Apostle Paul bitten by a venomous viper? Crete, Malta, Rhodes, or Cyprus? The correct answer is option B, Malta. Which prophet had the vision of a valley of dry bones? Isaiah, Daniel, Ezekiel, or Jeremiah? The correct answer is option C, Ezekiel. What did God create on the fifth day of creation? Light and darkness, land animals, man and woman, or birds and sea creatures? The correct answer is option D, birds and sea creatures. Which prophet was bald and was mocked by a group of youths for his appearance? Elijah, Elisha, Jeremiah, or Isaiah? The correct answer is option B, Elisha. How many chapters does the book of Nahum have? 2, 3, 5, or 7? The correct answer is option B, 3. What happened when the Lamb broke the last seal? There was silence in heaven for about half an hour, a devastating plague fell upon the earth, 7 angels received 7 trumpets, or the sky opened and a great rainbow appeared. The correct answer is option A, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. Who was Solomon's father? David, Saul, Jesse, or Rehoboam? The correct answer is option A, David. What was the occupation of Priscilla and Aquila, the couple who helped Paul in his ministry? Fishermen, tent makers, farmers, or carpenters? The correct answer is option B, tent makers. What was the name of Jacob's father-in-law who deceived him by giving him the older daughter instead of Rachel? Isaac, Bethuel, Nahor, or Laban? The correct answer is option D, Laban. What was the name of the woman from whom Jesus cast out 7 demons? Martha, Anna, Martha of Bethany, or Mary Magdalene? The correct answer is option D, Mary Magdalene. What was the name of Joseph's wife, son of Jacob? Rebecca, Rachel, Asenath, or Zipporah? The correct answer is option C, Asenath. Among the books listed, which belong to the poetic books of the Old Testament? Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel, Psalms, Proverbs, and Job, Genesis, Exodus, and Leviticus, or Daniel, Hosea, and Joel? The correct answer is option B, Psalms, Proverbs, and Job. Which king became a leper as divine punishment for trying to usurp the functions of the priests? Saul, Uzziah, David, or Ahaz? The correct answer is option B, Uzziah. Which prophet performed the miracle of making an iron axe head float? Elisha, Isaiah, Elijah, or Jeremiah? The correct answer is option A, Elisha. What was the name of Leah's only daughter, born from her marriage to Jacob? Dinah, Rachel, Zilpah, or Bilhah? The correct answer is option A, Dinah. Which of these parables of Jesus teaches about loving one's neighbor? Parable of the sower, parable of the lost sheep, parable of the Good Samaritan, or parable of the talents? The correct answer is option C, parable of the Good Samaritan. What left the Apostle Paul deeply distressed in Athens? The lack of drinking water in the city, the extreme poverty of the population, the worship of many gods and idols, or the lack of synagogues to preach to the Jews? The correct answer is option C, the worship of many gods and idols. Which of these biblical characters had red hair? Samson, Jacob, Moses, or Esau? The correct answer is option D, Esau. Which prophet is known as the weeping prophet for deeply lamenting the destruction of Jerusalem? Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, or Daniel? The correct answer is option C, Jeremiah. Who are the two men the Apostle Paul said had shipwrecked their faith? Peter and Barnabas, Hymenaeus and Alexander, Judas and Silas, or John, Mark and Luke? The correct answer is option B, Hymenaeus and Alexander. Which of these New Testament books was not written by the Apostle Paul? Philemon, 1 Timothy, Ephesians, or Hebrews? The correct answer is option D, Hebrews. Who resurrected the young man named Eutychus who fell from a window during a worship service? Peter, Paul, John, or Jesus? The correct answer is option B, Paul. How old was Caleb when he asked Joshua for the region of Hebron as his inheritance? 40 years old, 45 years old, 80 years old, or 85 years old? The correct answer is option D, 85 years old. What was the name of the judge of Israel who used to judge the people under a palm tree? Deborah, Rahab, Esther, or Miriam? The correct answer is option A, Deborah. Who was the first man mentioned in the Bible to have two wives, that is, the first bigamist? Abraham, Jacob, Lamech, or Esau? The correct answer is option C, Lamech. Which is the only book in the Bible that ends with a rhetorical question? Malachi, Jonah, Revelation, or 2 Timothy? The correct answer is option B, Jonah. In Athens, to which place was the Apostle Paul taken to explain his message about Jesus Christ? The Temple of Apollo, the Areopagus, the Roman Forum, or the Synagogue of Solomon? The correct answer is option B, the Areopagus. Which king of Judah had his life prolonged by 15 years? Hezekiah, Josiah, Manasseh, or Ahaz? The correct answer is option A, Hezekiah. In Paul's speech at the Areopagus in Athens, who believed the message and joined him? Dionysius, Plato, Aristotle, or Socrates? The correct answer is option A, Dionysius. Which king was cursed to live like an animal? Saul, Nebuchadnezzar, David, or Ahab? The correct answer is option B, Nebuchadnezzar. What was the name of the queen who risked her life to save her people from a plan of extermination? Deborah, Jezebel, Hannah, or Esther? The correct answer is option D, Esther. Which books make up the group of the Gospels? Matthew, Acts, Romans, and Revelation, Luke, John, Acts, and Hebrews, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, or Mark, John, 1 Corinthians, and 1 Peter. The correct answer is option C, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. What was the name of the prophetess who was leading the church in Thyatira into immorality and idolatry? Lydia, Sapphira, Priscilla, or Jezebel? The correct answer is option D, Jezebel. Who was called the beloved physician by the Apostle Paul? Luke, Timothy, Barnabas, or Mark? The correct answer is option A, Luke. Where did Paul go after Athens? Jerusalem, Corinth, Rome, or Ephesus? The correct answer is option B, Corinth. Which of these four churches are part of the seven churches in Revelation? Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamum, and Philadelphia, Jerusalem, Nazareth, Bethlehem, and Capernaum, Thessalonica, Corinth, Rome, and Antioch, or Samaria, Hebron, Bethel, and Shechem? The correct answer is option A, Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamum, and Philadelphia. Which biblical characters are considered the patriarchs? Moses, Aaron, and Joshua, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, David, Solomon, and Rehoboam, or Noah, Job, and Daniel? The correct answer is option B, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Who was the first king of Israel, anointed by the prophet Samuel? Solomon, David, Saul, or Jephthah? The correct answer is option C, Saul. In the book of Genesis, who is mentioned as the father of all who play the harp and flute? Methuselah, Tubal-Cain, Lamech, or Jubal? The correct answer is option D, Jubal. Which books of the Bible have only one chapter? Obadiah, Philemon, 2 John, 3 John, and Jude, Jonah, Ruth, Esther, and Haggai, Amos, Nahum, Habakkuk, and Zephaniah, or Titus, Hebrews, James, and 1 Peter? The correct answer is option A, Obadiah, Philemon, 2 John, 3 John, and Jude. Who is known as the father of those who dwell in tents and keep livestock? Cain, Jabal, Isaac, or Jacob? The correct answer is option B, Jabal. In which book of the Bible can we find the passage about camels kneeling? Judges, Exodus, Numbers, or Genesis? The correct answer is option D, Genesis. Which of these biblical characters had his foot trapped against the wall? Balaam, Samson, Jeremiah, or David? The correct answer is option A, Balaam. Which biblical character was instructed to sacrifice his only son, but God provided a ram at the last moment? Noah, Moses, Abraham, or Jacob? The correct answer is option C, Abraham. How many questions did you get right? Leave your answer in the comments, and don't forget to share the video with your friends and family. That's all for today, but there's much more to come. If you consider yourself intelligent, click on the video appearing on your screen.